Thank you, guys. Thanks. Hvala.
Good evening. 2019 Wimbledon champion, Novak Djokovic. Who's going to go first here?
Okay, you can go. Novak, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're tough as nails, but you're also a very emotional player, and you controlled your emotions throughout, save for one moment of frustration and that vodka violation. Did you prepare that for the specific final? How did you feel throughout the final? And also, it was a very subdued celebration. Just tell me about it.
Well, it was a huge relief in the end, honestly. In this kind of matches, you work for, you live for. They give sense and they give value to every minute you spend on the court, training and working to get yourself in this position and play the match with one of your greatest rivals of all time. That was one thing that I promised myself coming onto the court today, that I need to stay calm and composed, because I knew that the atmosphere will be as it was, and obviously Roger is playing well, and I kind of predicted the scenarios in my head already, visualized what's going to happen, but it was probably the most demanding, mentally most demanding match I was ever part of. I had most physically demanding match against Nadal in finals of Australia that went almost 6 hours, but mentally this was different level because of everything, and I'm just obviously thrilled and overjoyed with emotions to be sitting here in front of you as a winner. It was one shot away from losing the match as well. This match had everything, and it could have gone easily his way. He was serving extremely well, I thought, the entire match. I had a lot of difficulties to read his serve. And, it was kind of a flashback of US Open when I saved the 2 match points against him as well. But look, in these kind of moments, I just try to never lose self-belief and just stay calm and just focus on trying to get the ball back, return, which wasn't serving me very well today. But in the most important moments, all 3 tie breaks, I guess, if I can say so, I found my best game.
Novak, you had your fair share of crazy matches in Grand Slams and back on wall and coming back. This one, from outside, looked like it took you something extra special to really get through mentally. Can you try to describe what it was, especially those tie breaks or match point to save and the crowd against you?
Yeah, well, first of all, playing against Roger on any surface, but on grass in finals, it's a lot of constant pressure, because he stays close to the line, and regardless of who he's playing against, whether the serve is coming 150 miles an hour or as mine 120, he's there. He blocks the shots very well. He anticipates extremely well. He's so talented. He's got a perfect game for this surface. So I knew that I needed to bring in some variety in play. I needed to be sharp when the opportunity is there. When I have a shorter ball, to go for it. And at times I did, at times I didn't. I thought I wasn't, especially in the second serve returns, I was not doing well at all. I thought I had many opportunities, and I just didn't hit the ball. I didn't capitalize on those opportunities. But in a way, it's normal also to expect that there are more nerves in play, because you're playing finals of Wimbledon against Roger. So. But I thought I was most of the match on the back foot. Actually, I was defending. He was dictating the play, and I just tried to fight and find a way when it mattered the most, which is what happened.
Yeah.
Incredibly courageous performance from both of you, I thought. Where does that courage come from? How do you prepare or train yourself to have that courage and mental toughness in a 5th set after 4 hours? You talked about visualizing what would happen before the match.
Well, I can only speak on my own behalf. Obviously, we spoke about power of visualization and preparing yourself for possible scenarios, and I obviously try to play the match in my mind before I go on the court, and I probably could not play this kind of scenario, but I always try to imagine myself as a winner. And I think there is a power to that, and but also there has to be, next to the willpower, strength that comes not just from your physical self, but from your mental and emotional self, and it's I think it's, well, for me at least, it's a constant battle within, more than what happens outside. It's really not the situations that you experience that are affecting you, but how you internally experience those situations, how you accept them, how you live through them. So, I just told myself before the match, I'm gonna try to switch off as much as I can from what is happening around us, and just be there, be present. And I thought I could have played better, and I just explained why. But at the same time, one thing that probably this allowed me to come back and save match points and win this match was the mental stability in those moments. And I guess that all of these things combined result, in a courageous effort, as you mentioned it. But there's not a specific formula to find the courage. I mean, at least from my perspective, you can go all out and just close your eyes and just hit the ball as hard as you can, and then you can call that courage. But I wouldn't necessarily call it courage in some particular situations. So you need to be constantly playing well throughout 5 hours if you want to win the match like this. So I guess there is an endurance part, but I think there's always this self-belief, and you have to keep reminding yourself that you are there for a reason, and that you are better than the other guy. And as hard as the moment is that you are in, the more you have to remind yourself, the more you have to talk to yourself. I mean, that's at least in my case.
So in this match, you're playing not only Roger Federer, but you're playing, as you've mentioned already, the crowd.
Yeah.
Decidedly against, or decidedly for Roger. How, even though you're going within and all the inner strength,
yes,
how aware are you of the crowd as the match is unfolding?
I mean, it's hard to not be aware. I mean, if you have that kind of electric atmosphere and that kind of noise, and especially in some decisive moments where we're quite even, and it's one way or another, and then the crowd gets into it. Of course, if you have majority of the crowd on your side, it helps. It gives you motivation, it gives you strength, it gives you energy. I mean, when you don't, then you have to find it within, I guess.
And that was the case here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the same vein, I mean, can you take that energy and do you block it out, or can you kind of repurpose it and channel it into yourself? Is it fun in a way to sort of, be in that
That's a good question, because at times you just try to ignore it, which is quite hard. I like to transmutate it in a way. So when the crowd is chanting Roger, I hear Novak. So that's I know it sounds silly, but it is like that. I try to convince myself that it's like that. And
is that like a mental training, or is that something you're doing within
of course,
the moment? Yeah.
of course.
Novak, you've been catching.
It's similar, Roger Novak. When they,
You've been catching Roger and Rafa for years now, and you're getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
You ever think of what it's going to be like if you ever pass them? How weird that might be.
Well, it seems like I'm getting closer, but also they're winning slams, so it's like we're kind of complementing each other, and I guess we're making each other grow and evolve and still be in this game. I think, those two guys, probably one of the biggest reasons I still compete at this level, and the fact that they've made history of this sport motivates me as well, inspires me to try to do what they what they've done, what they've achieved, and even more. Whether I'm going to be able to do it or not, I don't know. I'm not really looking at age as a restriction of any kind. For me, at least, what I said on the court, I really meant it. I think Roger really inspires me with his effort at his age, and it just depends, how long I'm gonna play, whether I'm gonna have a chance to, make historic #1 or slams. It depends not only on myself. It depends on circumstances in life. I'm not just a tennis player. I'm a father. I'm a husband. And you have to balance things out. Obviously, you need to have the right circumstances, the right support for things to play out in the right way.
Last two English questions. The gentleman here and then here.
What did the grass taste like?
Better than ever. I don't know. It tasted amazing. I'm still digesting it.
Novak, first of all, congratulations. Versus Federer, you don't seem to be happy to save just one match point. US Open 2010, 2 match points. US Open 2011, 2 match points. Today, 2 match points again. Since you predict always all the scenarios, do you see yourself being 37 years old and hear people saying, let's go Novak, let's go Novak?
I hope so. As I said, I really, if things are well balanced and if I have ability to keep on playing, and if I of course firstly still enjoy it, because I don't have any obligation to play. I really don't have any commitment to play tennis. I play it because I really love it and I have support of the closest people in my life. So as long as that's so, hopefully in 5 years' time I can be hearing the same chants.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
need to change language.
Thank you.
Hvala, svega čestitke.
Hvala.
Vidiš da smo i mi izginuli, tako
I vi ste izginuli, ljudi.
zanima me, s obzirom na to da i sam si rekao i sam si svestan da ovo nije bila tvoja najbolja igra, čak možda možemo da kažemo da nije ni bilo blizu, uzevši u obzir da je bilo finale.
Da.
Koliko ti to daje samopouzdanja za neke buduće ovakve okršaje i generalno za slemove, kada znaš da si sa takvom igrom uspio da pobediš Federera koji je pre svega servirao briljantno?
Da. Pa mislim da je on servirao izuzetno dobro i kvalitetno igrao i mešao je dosta sa backhand strane, igrao te niske slajseve, dovlačio me napred. Forehand je napadao kad god je mogao. Ja mislim da sam ga imao na neki način kad sam dobio treći set i u početku četvrtog. Tu sam trebao malo da budem oštriji, što se kaže, sa osnovne linije. Međutim, nisam pronašao tu svoju najbolju igru danas u većem delu meča. Međutim, kad je bilo najbitnije sam pronašao. I to je ono što je pozitivno sigurno i ono što me veseli, zato što prosto kada su okolnosti i situacije takve da ne igrate na svom vrhuncu, morate da pronađete neku mentalnu snagu, nešto dodatno, neka borba koja očigledno mene dovela u ovu situaciju do osnovni trofej, jer on je diktirao uglavnom tokom celog meča sa osnovne linije poene, on je bio taj koji je menjao ritam, napadao i tako dalje. Ja sam se trudio da pronađem svoj neki komfor, kako ja kažem, na terenu i da kažem, pronađem tu neku oštrinu. Ona je došla u tim presudnim trenucima. Igrao sam bez servisa praktično ceo meč, nije me služio uopšte. Tako da, eto, sve u svemu začin C, šta da kažem.
Za dalje, mislim, naredne mečeve, neke velike, koliko će...
Pa to sigurno da će da mi pomogne, da kažemo, psihološki u nekom nastavku karijere, znajući da sam sa 70% pobedio finale. Opet, ono što me ne raduje je da sam igrao manje više ceo meč na taj način. Mislim, to opet možda i nije karakteristično, jer sam uglavnom da kažemo, većinu svojih finala koje sam igrao sam na visokom nivou. Danas to nije bio slučaj, ali sam zato psihički bio na jako visokom nivou, jer ovakva atmosfera i okolnosti koje su bile danas vrlo lako mogu da izbaci iz takta nekog emotivca kao što sam ja. Tako da to je nešto što sam obećao sebi, zarekao sam se da kada budem izašao na teren da je to jedina stvar na koju definitivno mogu da utičem, ajde tako da kažem, da ne moram da zavisim od njega, a to je ta neka stabilnost, psihološka smirenost u presudnim trenucima kada se publika digne, kada ga podrže, kao što je bio slučaj mnogo puta danas. I mislim da je to upravo ono što je meni dozvolilo da se vratim u meč i pobedi.
Da se vratimo, znači, onaj finalni moment kada se sve završilo, kada si se udario pesnicom u grudi u stilu Erike Cantone i kada si se okrenuo prema publici, možeš da nam kažeš šta su ti bile prve misli kada si...
Pa, osjećao sam jedno veliko rasterećenje, jer je to 5 sati konstantnog pritiska u svakom pogledu, jer on je, kažem, bio taj koji je diktirao tempo meča i napadao i ja sam imao baš puno poteškoća da mu čitam servis danas, tako da sam sve vreme bio pod tim pritiskom da preživljavam, da se borim i nekako pronađem način da budem u meču, tako da na kraju je prosto samo osmeh na lice i hvala lepo što ste došli, doviđenja.
Pretpostavljam da će se večeras do kasno slaviti u vašem timu.
Mom timu da, bez mene. Ja moram sa decom da budem. Marijan i Miljan će sigurno.
Isto kao nakon meča i pobjede protiv Hurkača,
da.
Da li se zna repertoar, da li ćete možda opet nešto zapevati na makedonskom i da pozdravite vaše navijače u Makedoniji koji također sad u ovim momentima slave po lokalima u Makedoniji.
Hvala vam, puno pozdrava za Makedoniju, za Skoplje. Nema mi kuma, kum Neven je bio moj saučesnik u toj zabavi kada smo pevali posle Hurkača. Ne znam, vidjet ćemo kako je raspoloženje, sad je već kasno, deca će spavati, ne znam, verovatno ćemo žena i ja da zapevamo za našu dušu neku baladu.
Samo još jedno da vas posjetim, premijer države vam je uputio javni poziv da pozovete Makedoniju. Video sam
i prihvatam poziv, samo ne znam kada će to biti, ali sigurno ću doći u Makedoniju jer Ohrid moram da vidim.
Mislim da su izgubljeno 1.000 u godina života tokom ovog meča. Što bi poručio ljudima na neki način da im vratiš te godine malo?
Šta bi da im pa mogu da im preporučim jednu pauzu, onako malo dužu od gledanja mojih mečeva. Mada teniska sezona je u jeku sada, tako da vidimo se opet, ne znam, nadam se da su se navukli na moje mečeve, to je sve.
Hoćete pustiti taj duks u serijsku proizvodnju ili?
Sad su mi ga dali, ja mislim, ne znam pravo da ti kažem. Evo, sad su mi dali duks, sad sam ga obukao, ne znam šta, kako, koliko, gde. Ja sam samo nosač. Super.
Thank you.